Welcome to Car Comparos. Today we're going to be comparing the little Scorpio, that is the Nuvosport, with the actual Scorpio. Pricing and features. The Nuvosport's top-end variant, the N8 manual, retails for 10.5 lakh on-road Delhi. Most prospective buyers though would love nothing more than to go for the big behemoth SUV, the Scorpio. Scorpio's S8 manual variant costs 14.7 lakhs, which is a whopping 4.2 lakh rupees more than the equivalent Nuvosport. In spite of being cheaper, the Nuvosport N8 has numerous more features than the S8 Scorpio. For example, the touchscreen, cruise control, daytime running lights, and height adjustable driver's seat. These features are roughly worth 40,000 rupees, making the Nuvosport 4.6 lakh rupees cheaper than an equivalent Scorpio. Performance and drivability. The Scorpio has better drivability as well as better performance than the Nuvosport. No two ways about it. Scorpio's ginormous 2200cc engine is far superior than the Nuvosport's 1500cc unit. The Scorpio's engine is also more refined and revs more freely than the Nuvosport's. Both cars are available with a fantastic automatic transmission. The Nuvosport with an AMT transmission and the Scorpio with a conventional automatic gearbox. They are no less than a blessing for city commuters, which transform these large, cumbersome SUVs into effortless four-wheeled scooterettes. Fuel efficiency. The Nuvo Sport has an ARAI certified mileage of 17.45 kmpl, which is 2 kmpl more than the Scorpio's mileage of 15.4. In our back-to-back tests, the Nuvo Sport was consistently 2 kmpl more efficient than the Scorpio in the Eco mode and 1 kmpl more efficient in the Power mode. This roughly translates to a savings of 45,000 rupees on fuel costs in the Nuvo Sport over the Scorpio for a usage of 75,000 kilometers. Space and comfort. In spite of being smaller than the Scorpio, the Nuvo Sport is equally spacious, if not more, than the Scorpio. The Nuvo Sport's width is actually 30 mm more than the Scorpio. Thanks to a compact engine which takes up much less space than the Scorpio's unit and the straight roofline which does not dip down much near the rear window, it has resulted in genuine space for 5 adults and 2 kids in the Nuvo Sport. In fact, the side-facing third row of seats of the Scorpio are slightly more cramped than the Nuvo Sports. But that's not all. Both cars also have identical boot space of 850 liters with the middle row of seats folded and 410 liters of it with the seats in place. Handling and ride quality. Scorpio's dynamics are downright scary. Even though Mahindra might have made improvements compared to the old Scorpio, the new Scorpio remains India's most risky SUV to drive at highway speeds. The Nuvo Sport is hugely better in this regard with reasonable stability and comfort at high speeds. It also soaks up the bumps and ruts far better than the Scorpio, and the sheer authority with which it flattens broken roads is quite impressive. Scorpio is arguably the worst handling car in India, and even though the Nuvo Sport also features at the bottom of the list, it is still immensely better than the Scorpio. Reliability and after-sales service. Mahindra has worked hard to build a good reputation for after-sales service in our country over the past decade, and it has worked wonders for them. It was an especially difficult task given the iffy reliability of their antiquated products, but still they have managed to patch up the things well at the dealer end and have succeeded in giving a fairly hassle-free ownership experience to their customers. However, Mahindra still has a long way to go to catch up with both the product reliability and service quality of market leaders like Maruti and Hyundai. Resale and cost of ownership. After a usage of 5 to 7 years, the Scorpio is bound to depreciate slightly more than the Nuvo Sport due to lesser fuel efficiency and higher maintenance cost. Nuvo Sport's lower price tag, lower fuel cost, and better resale value results in 2.8 lakh rupee lower cost of ownership than the equivalent Scorpio. That brings us to the verdict. The Nuvo Sport is the clear winner of this shootout. It is immensely better value for money than the Scorpio. The Scorpio just looks bigger, but it actually is less spacious than the Nuvo Sport. Nuvo Sport is safer and more stable at high speeds than the Scorpio. And last but not the least, the Nuvo Sport is unbelievably cheaper, more efficient, and has more features than an equivalent Scorpio.